Hey guys, welcome back to this aviation channel. In this video, I'm going to talking about Annex 1. We are going to talking about the first chapter of Annex 1, which published in 2018 for the 12th edition. Usually in the flight school, we do not see any course with the name of Annex 1. They just indicating that the Annex 1 is dedicated to flight license. For downloading this document, you can easily just only type the Annex 1 ICAO. You will see the ICAO website, and easily you can download it and free from their website. This document is published on 2018 for the 12th edition, but the first edition was 1948. The Annex 1 is included 6 chapters. The first chapter is dedicated to definitions, general rules concerning license, which also the chapter 1 is in 2 major categories, the definitions and general rules of the license. The second chapter is for the license and rating for pilots. And also this chapter has 2 main categories, license and rating for pilots, and the second one is license and rating for remote pilots. The third chapter is dedicated to license for flight crew members other than license for flight. The fourth chapter is license and rating for personnel other than flight crew members. The fifth chapter is a specification for personnel licenses. The sixth chapter is medical provision for licensing. And also you can see some appendix and attachments at the end of the document. The introduction part, you will see some points about this document, which we can skip them. If you like, you can read it yourself. In the definition part, you will see those terms that are standards for recommended practices and personal licensing. For example, what is the airplane? What is the aircraft? What is the aircraft avionics? What is the aircraft category? So on this part, you can see many definitions which usually is used in other version of annexes 2, for example in Annex 2, Annex 3, and so on. You will see some definitions which are common between all of them. For example, what is the flight simulator? What is the flight time for the helicopter? What is the flight time for remotely piloted aircraft system? Glider flight time, what is the handover? Some of these phrases and terms are used for helicopters, some of them are for remote pilot like as the drone, and some the other are for the for the aircraft like as the airlines aircraft. You will see the maintenance definitions, medical assessment, medical assessors, medical examiner. Definition for the night is the hour between the end of evening civil twilight and the beginning of morning civil twilight, or such other period between sunset and sunrise. What is the pilot in common? What is the pilot in common under supervision? What is the power lift? Problematic use of substances, psychoactive substances, quality system, what is the rating, remote co-pilot, and many other definitions which are available on the first part of the chapter 1. In the second part, you will see the general rules. In the general rules, it's mentioned that we have 2 main categories, the flight crew and also other personnel. And also for the flight crew, we have various definitions, various types of flight crew, like as private pilot, commercial pilot, multi-crew pilot, airline transport pilot, glider pilot, free balance pilot, flight navigator, flight engineer, and so on, like as the remote pilot and etc. The second category is dedicated to other personnel, like as aircraft maintenance, air traffic controller, flight operation officer, or flight dispatcher. The next part is mention authority to act as a flight crew member. And the next part is method of rendering a license valid. The next part is medical fitness, which indicating some details about the medical. For example, what is the period of validity of medical assessment shall begin on the day the medical examination is performed. The duration of the period of validity shall be in accordance with the provision of 1.2.5.2. As I mentioned earlier, these information usually are not really essential for the pilots to know in them. Usually the Annex 2 is the main file for them. If you are curious to know more about these rules, you can read the Annex 1. And this video, I'm just want to show some a glimpse about this document. So you shouldn't expect to read all the sentences, explain all of the sentences, because it will be really boring. And it's not really interesting for the audiences, definitely. And the validity of the license, contracting a stake having issued a license shall ensure the privilege granted by the license or by related rating or not exercised unless the holder maintains competency and meets the requirement for recent experience established by that state. Yep. For example, in here, you see that 16 months for the private pilot license, airplane, airship, helicopter, or power lift. 12 months for the commercial pilot license, CPL, airplane, airship, and so on. 12 months for the multi-crew pilot license. These periods are used for the duration of the medical license. Do not forget that each 12 months for the CPL license holders, you should recheck and get your newer medical license. The next part is talking about decrease in medical fitness. Holders of license provided for in the annex shall not exercise the privileges of their license and related rating at any time when they are aware of any decrease in their medical fitness, which might rendering them unable to safely and properly exercise their privileges. The next part is the use of psychoactive substances. Approved training and approved training organization is for the next part. Language proficiency. As you know, the English is the language, international language which used in the aviation world. For example, in here we see that the language proficiency for aeroplanes, airship, helicopter, and power-lifted pilots. Let me to indicate here to see what am I talking. I'm reading here. Air traffic controllers and aeronautical station operator who demonstrate proficiency below the expert level, level 6, shall be formally evaluated and at intervals in accordance with an individual demonstrated proficiency level. As you know, the English level for the aviations are between 1 and 6. For example, here is talking about the level 4 and 7. Those demonstrating language proficiency at operational level, level 4 should be evaluated at least once every 3 years. And for the level 5 is at least once every 6 years. At this period, you have to check once again. But for the level 6, it says that should be formally evaluated at intervals in accordance with an individual demonstrated proficiency level. It was the whole of chapter 1, which we saw it was two major categories. The first one was for the definitions of the all of the definitions for the terms which are used in licensing, regulations, and so on. The second part was about the general rules, like as the medical and types of flight crew, personnel, license, and so on. If you are curious to know more about the details, you can download the Annex 1 and read the whole details or any specific part which you are interested in. Thanks for choosing this video for watching. In the next video, I'm going to talking about the second chapter of this Annex. Have a good day. If you like this video, please do not forget to hit the like and also to subscribe the channel and also share it with your friends.